Mark, we're back to the ribeye again today. Again, I can't say enough about this cut of meat. Flavorful, tender, juicy.
We're going to take a standard export rib, which is a 109E, 2-inch lip, and remove the back ribs so we can see where the back ribs come from.
Okay. I know you've been butchering for, what, 30 years?
30 years.
And your skill will show on this, because I tell you what, removing back ribs from a ribeye is a delicate operation, as you can see here, because you don't want to take too much off the rib, but yet you want to take just enough so you get those nice meaty back ribs. All this decadent, flavorful meat in between the ribs, that's actually ribeye meat. It's tender, it's succulent. So now we're going to take that off. We're looking here at the chuck end. How do we know that? We have all of these muscles coming together that are going to blend into the shoulder. My favorite end, by the way.
Flavorful.
On this end, we have the loin end of the ribeye. A lot of times people will look at this cut and say, wait a minute, that's a strip. The only difference between this cut on a ribeye and this next cut that would have been on the strip is where the knife fell from the butcher's cut and break on that. As a whole right now, this is a boneless prime rib.
Correct.
Or a boneless rib roast. And it can be roasted off whole, or some people will cut it in half to have smaller prime ribs. But one of the fascinating things about prime rib is it doesn't have to actually be grated prime. It's just a general term used for a boneless ribeye roast. Let's cut this up. As you're standing in front of the butcher's case, trying to pick out what is your favorite cut that you're going to take home to your family, there's natural variation, not just from piece to piece, but within a whole rib. I mean, look at the difference from one end of the steak to the other. You know, I think this is a really great example right here where you're seeing the difference in the ribeye and that spinalis. And here, just a few cuts away, we selected this steak. The ribeye is larger and the spinalis is larger. Anybody who's a good ribeye eater will know that's the prize in the ribeye. You want the spinalis. I know you're firing the grill up. I know it's warming. You got your spices.
Charcoal, of course, not gas.
Oh, that's the ease of the gas. Whichever works best. I'm not going to